All right, with the help of our producer Victoria, we've asked ChatGPT the top 10 cities in Portugal that Americans are moving to. Let's find out what Chat says and see if we agree or disagree. We have no idea what's on this list. Okay.
Oh, I'm surprised that Braga's not higher up on the list. It should be on the list.
Yeah, I feel like Braga's a great place. It's a smaller community, but there's a lot of amenities there. You know, maybe it's actually been very popular among Brazilians. So if we're talking about specifically Americans, it could maybe be like less popular for Americans. So? But I think among Brazilians, it's like the highest.
Yeah, no, I think it has a little slang name, doesn't it? About like Little Brazil. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, there's a lot of Brazilians there. I mean, it has become a lot more popular for Americans and just expats in general because it's flat, which is nice. So it's walkable in that sense. It's smaller than one of the bigger cities of Lisbon or Porto.
And it's kind of mixed, like whether or not the people that we know that live there have cars or don't have cars.
Yeah.
Some people don't actually live downtown, like in the city center. I think if you do live down in the city center, it's going to be like you're seeing the same people over and over again.
So it'll feel like a smaller community.
I am curious to know why Chat said that people should live there. I think that's fair. For sure, the quality of life would be high, mixed with the lower cost of living. It's got to be several hundred less per month to rent, and then also maybe less expensive eating out and other activities.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be less expensive than Lisbon and Porto, but it's also smaller, so that's kind of like a given, I think.
Yeah, that's a drawback. Close to Porto's airport, so that's nice if you're looking for an airport to be connected to.
I would
Interesting.
disagree. How is it tech friendly?
Well, I think they have like that tech hub or whatever.
Okay.
So I think that area is attracting people. I mean, you could correct me if I'm wrong, and probably the comment section will among our Portuguese for sure. But I'm pretty sure that the country, the municipalities invested a lot into tech sector.
And it's in Braga, in the Braga region though.
No. Like in the city, I'm pretty sure. But I mean, at any rate, I think that that's something that Chat is just grabbing because I don't know if many people are making their decision based on that. I think most of the tech scene's happening in the Lisbon region.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it would attract younger people for job opportunities and such, but I'd like to see those numbers. You know what I mean? Like how many people are moving because of that?
Yeah. Ooh, Portugal got it. Interesting that we're already getting to an island. I guess I'm not surprised.
No.
9 seems reasonable.
I think so. It's for some people, but not for everyone, but should be in the top 10 list. I think 9 is a good spot for it.
Yeah, I think the proximity between Europe, continental, Portugal, and then back in the US makes sense for people. There's also a lot of people that have Azorean roots, so maybe they're wanting to reconnect to that. So that actually makes a ton of sense.
Right. I think that we're seeing a lot more of that. The roots, and people come, like, their ancestry is from the Azores, so they're like, I want to go back there. But I don't know. I mean, it can be pretty remote for people. You know, it's island to get to the mainland. It's not far per se, but you have to travel on an airplane for a couple of hours to do practically anything.
Cost of living's low. So let's find out why ChatGPT says people are going there. Yeah.
I agree with that.
I agree with that. I think maybe the one caveat would be for retirees, you probably need to check out the healthcare situation there, because maybe the healthcare standard there doesn't match what your needs are. I think for digital nomads, remote workers that are younger, you probably don't have as many like daily needs to the healthcare sector. But for retirees, you should check that just to make sure that you can get the care that you need. That's
true. And I think that that's actually pretty good, those 2 stages of life. You know, retiree or a digital nomad or remote worker, that's a good place for those 2. Maybe for the others, not so much.
Cost of living's good, so it makes sense. Yeah, I mean, obviously, like pulling into the lifestyle that one could live there and what's surrounding them, it 100% makes sense. People that are drawn to the outdoors, especially that type of natural beauty with the volcanoes and stuff, that's
a good one, yeah.
Aveiro.
Yeah, it should be on the list as well. I think it should maybe be a bit higher. What do you think about 8?
No, I think 8 makes sense. I do feel like there's going to be a couple shocks in terms of what's been left off of the list, especially places that we really like. Aveiro is a super nice place. I like it. Again, going back to walkability. Portugal, I think in general, many people consider it to be hilly terrain, certainly because they'll visit Lisbon and Porto. But
Aveiro's easy.
Aveiro's easy.
I think you have options there. You can be by the river in that little downtown area, or you can be a little closer to the ocean.
Yeah.
So you do have options. You can do it without a car. Might be a little tricky, but it's also connected really well by train if you're leaving Aveiro. So I think that should be on the list. I'm a little surprised, though, that it's not higher on the list.
Let's hear why.
So overplayed and so not true.
It's not true at all. I mean, okay, there are canals and there are boats.
And they're not even like, they're different boats as well.
Yeah.
They're not even the same.
The gondoliers. Yeah. I think that's overplayed.
It really is.
And like, why would someone want to move there because it's called, this is where chat, I think, is just spewing out nonsense.
Because everyone says that, though. Everyone says it's the Venice. But why?
What does that even mean?
Because it has a canal.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's a Venice. It's so different than Venice.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
I think that's a draw to any place. Like, certainly if you feel like a place is too crowded with tourists, then
Don't go to Lisbon or
Don't go to
Porto.
Lisbon or Porto.
Yeah.
Certainly don't be in the downtowns of either one of those places, like the historic city centers. And that's generally where people want to move to. I find that most Americans are wanting to move and capture that feel of Europe being in the historic city centers, because really you can get a pretty similar life if you live on the outskirts of some of these places, a pretty similar life to living on the outskirts of a place in the US.
Yeah.
So you're moving to Europe to feel like you're in Europe. I would definitely avoid Lisbon and Porto if you don't like crowds. And Aveiro,
Would
less
be a
tourism.
good one. And actually,
still gets it though.
I mean, it's smaller. Yeah, people will visit. Initially, I was thinking, well, of course it gets less tourists. It's a smaller city or town. But there are actually places around Spain, Italy, Greece that are smaller towns and cities, and they still get overrun with tourists, or they're quite busy. So actually, that's a good shout by chat to say that it has less tourists. It's a nice balance.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. It doesn't have an airport. It has close access to Portos. But I think if people are passing through, they're going to have to make an effort. So in general, people are going to Lisbon and Porto or straight to Algarve, flying into Faro.
Yeah, they're giving it a
and then
pass.
getting out of there. If chat comes up with Faro on this list, I'm going to lose it. Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen this firsthand, but it does seem like the whole country is getting better in terms of spaces for digital nomads.
Yeah, and honestly, I would believe that, like more of a tech digital nomad space in Aveiro over Braga.
Okay. Tavira.
I'm actually surprised that it's on the list.
I'm not.
It's cute, but it is small and a little, not remote, but hard to get to.
I think Tavira probably strikes hard with the retiree community. I think that the number of retirees that, certainly American retirees that have moved there, has grown. So because of that, I believe it's probably, hitting blogs and stuff like that where people have gone, or maybe people are being interviewed that have lived there. So that's how it's making its presence on the web.
Okay.
It's a nice place, lifestyles, chill. Again, the community there, I think, is very strong.
Yeah, it's a little seasonal too, so you have to be careful about that. Like, if you want things going on all year, it could get a little sleepy for you in the winter.
But the weather's nice.
Yeah.
Like, weather down south is good. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
We nailed it. We nailed
retirees
Yeah.
or families. That could work too, depending on the schooling situation.
Yeah, totally. I think probably maybe a few more homeschool type of families, or families that are looking for like alternative forms of education, not putting their kid in a public school. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how far
think
west. I mean,
rents-
maybe when you go all the way west and compare, but it's smaller as well and offers a little less.
That's what I was going to say. I think rents have risen because housing stock is low. So therefore, the supply and demand mechanism means that, landlords can ask for more.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's,
Well,
that
I
much
still
greater.
think probably going out to maybe a cafe or a restaurant, if you compare that with, let's say, Portimao, then it is probably cheaper. So.
Portimao, I'm sure, has more prices geared for tourism. Therefore, there's a markup versus a place where people actually live.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, definitely.
Totally. So people that are looking for a quieter, slower pace of life,
that
they're
is
gonna
a good
find
place.
it there.
Yeah, all right, chat. You got it
You
right
got
there. Ooh.
Would you say higher?
I don't know. This is a tricky one as to whether it should be on the list at all, I think, just because of its rising costs. I mean, it's a beautiful, great place, but like a lot of people are like, oh, the cost of living has gone up so much. And if that's what you're actually concerned about, then Cascais is not the place for you.
Yeah, but not everybody that's searching is searching for budget reasons.
Okay,
so
yeah.
There are plenty of Americans out there that are moving, whether they're retirees or remote workers. I'm not going to say digital nomads, but remote workers that have it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
that's true.
They've got
and it would
the
be
money.
a very comfortable place to live. So then do you think it should have been higher than 6?
I think right where it's at is probably good. It makes sense. I'm going to assume that both Porto and Lisbon are on the list. So
can you imagine if they're not?
Yeah, I know, right? So then, I mean, we're only talking about a couple more cities, and then we've filled out the remaining numbers. But you know, it is in the Lisbon region, so you've got access to the airport there. It's nice. The weather's good. Windy, so that could be a downside.
It can get windy, but you've got the beaches, you've got all the amenities you need.
Man.
I think it's also easy because of the mix of people who are there. It's quite easy to adapt if you don't know the language very well, or if you're worried about learning the language because of the expats that are there. I think that'd be an easy one to transition to. But the cost of living is going to be higher.
Yeah.
You're paying for some comfort.
Let's find out why.
Okay.
We didn't even think about schools.
Schools,
we should have. I mean, our head should have gone there.
Yeah, schools
quickly.
are good, and it is expat friendly.
Well, many people I think who want Lisbon but have a family end up going to Cascais because you're closer to the international schools.
Yeah.
They're more in Cascais and Sintra.
Yeah, that's
right?
very true. Yeah.
So
if you're going for that, I do think you probably want a car.
Yeah, sure.
For the family aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, there's the car aspect, but I also think that there are plenty Portuguese people that are living in Cascais and they're commuting into Lisbon for their work, especially white-collar people, business people. So they're going in and doing what they have to do, and then coming out to a really nice part of the country to live.
Yeah, along the water. That's true.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
There it is.
Even when we compare living in Porto, let's say, some of the things that are just done better. So that quality, that expectation of how things should be and how things should run, I do think we even see a difference between Cascais and Porto, for example. So yeah, things are just run a little more to American standards or American expectations there.
Yeah, now interestingly enough, if you don't know Cascais and you want to put it on your list, you should know that among Portuguese, there is kind of a joke about the types of people that come from Cascais. And it's not a nice one, but it's more like a divide between socioeconomic classes. I'll just leave it at that.
That is true. That is a funny one. Look that up.
So be prepared.
Yeah. Did chat say anything about that?
Whoa, way lower on the list than I thought. Good. You know what? Keep Porto.
Oh, you're going to go with that? Oh,
yeah,
keep it low. It's not that good, guys.
I mean, for us, Porto's
maybe we're a little biased, though.
No, we're really biased.
So for us to think 5, well, now I'm really curious. Lisbon better not be number 1.
I think Lisbon will be number 1.
I will think that's ridiculous, especially for Porto.
I think the number of people that are moving to Lisbon is high, extreme. So it would make sense if it's number 1. Porto being number 5 is a bit confusing because I do think that the volume of people that are moving here, certainly North Americans, has risen significantly. I think outpacing, the other cities that are going to come ahead of it.
Well, let's see.
So that's a bit strange for me.
Okay, 5 is shocking. I would guess, I would be if it was 3, maybe 4, it'd be okay, I can see that, but 5.
No, for me, it's in the 1, 2, 3. No, why is Porto so great? Porto for us is the perfect size city. It's not too big. It's not a capital city. It has a slower pace of life to Lisbon, but it basically has all the amenities. It has a better airport for sure, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's got the river. It's got the ocean.
Yeah.
The metro is really well connected if you wanted to get outside of Porto, especially the downtown area, but Porto itself, the metro is sprawling, easy to use, comfortable.
Yeah, it just got better because you can just tap your card, like
or on your phone,
credit card or whatever, or your phone.
They've changed all those out. There's
nice.
2 new lines that are coming in. It's well connected by train. Now people want to like poo-poo the weather is the thing. That's the big thing that people are like, oh, I can't move to Porto. I hear it's rainy and cold and there's mold. There's mold in the whole country, by the way.
All right, this isn't the Porto show, so let's find out why chat said people are going there.
Oh, okay. So chat's really digging into the tech and digital
nomad.
That we have actually firsthand seen more stuff popping up, though. There's definitely been like more workspaces that have popped up, but some tech stuff as well. So that makes sense. But hey, public transportation, it is true.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, the buses could be a little unreliable, but...
But the metro is phenomenal.
Really
It'll get you anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Again, that capital city versus second city. I mean, I'd like to compare other places in Europe to see if there's a second city that actually is more expensive than a capital city. I don't know if that exists.
I'm sure there's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom, got you there, Lisbon.
Yeah, and I mean, we've got Lisbon friends who are like, oh, the food scene up there in the north is so amazing. So, yeah, I see
actually,
that.
like friends who live in Lisbon who come up to Porto
and
for
who
the
are
food.
Portuguese.
Yeah, who are Portuguese too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
cozy.
I agree with
Right.
that. I agree with that. I think Porto people know how to weather the weather.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They know how to just like get on with things. While it's like national sport to be complaining about the weather, people know how to deal with it. So
What do you think about them using the word cozy?
cozy makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel that. Like, I actually really like when the weather turns a little cool and I can just go out with shorts but my rain jacket on and it kind of can still keep me warm. And it's, you know, September, October, November that I'm still doing that. It's great. Ooh, that doesn't seem right at all. Honestly, that doesn't seem right.
It seems a bit high.
Lagos to me is a beach getaway destination or a stag party or bachelor party, I should say.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to live there. Yeah,
that seems really weird. I mean, we've been to Lagos. It's nice. It's pretty. It's actually really pretty.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem to be robust enough to draw huge crowds of foreigners to go move there.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of turnover. There's a lot of backpackers that go there. A lot of people want to visit. So there seems to be a lot of turnover, which could not be the best for living. Unless you live further away from the water. I suppose you could, but then you need a car. Then that could maybe get too quiet. The balance would be off.
I feel like this is one of those chat things where it's pulling again at the digital nomad scene.
It does feel like that because it is good for that.
Because
scene.
among backpackers and digital nomads, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But for others, not sure.
Okay, well, let's find out. Let's see if they say digital nomads. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does fit that. That is true. But how could it be 4 on a list of like 10 or like all the cities?
Exactly.
And you're only like you're really focusing in on the digital nomads. Yeah, one group.
Yeah, because like one of the things we didn't say about Porto, it's got excellent hospitals. So therefore, for retirees, like it's a really good city to be in. I mean, I would say across Portugal, Lisbon and Porto are the 2 with excellent hospitals.
Yeah.
And then in other places, it could get a little sparse.
Which Lagos could be that. But if it's only honing in on like the digital nomad scene, it makes sense for that. Because probably cost of living a little lower, you do have like beach access. You've got a lot more of like the bars and the cafes with the younger crowd and vibe. I like to use the word vibe. But yeah, to be 4.
Let's hear some of the other reasons.
Yeah.
I'd agree with all that.
Yeah.
I'd agree with all that.
That ticks all those boxes.
Yeah, if you're young and you're wanting a beachy town that has good nightlife, that's the place. And again, like usually when you're young, you don't mind putting up with a place having a lot of turnover with not just tourism, but like that kind of tourism that comes. So it makes sense.
Or medium stay as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I think Coimbra is definitely on the rise. It doesn't surprise me that it's number 3.
Yeah.
Because I do think that they're doing a lot of things in the city to make it even nicer. But I like that Coimbra has a nice mix of young because of the university and then everyone else, I guess, but like even older people, but not even older, middle-aged to older, a good mix of that, and it keeps the city feeling like vibrant.
Yes, I would say Coimbra has an excellent expat community that is well established and growing. So that's a good thing. The other thing that I think Coimbra is phenomenal for is its connectivity to other parts of the north, because it's kind of in between both Porto and Lisbon.
Right.
So there's
Location.
advantages to that. It's cheaper, but let's find out why chat thinks it's good.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. I don't know if that stat is true, and we'll go with that, but like it
seems like
wouldn't
it.
surprise me if it was. Yeah.
There you go.
Did you look at these before?
I didn't, but it makes sense.
Right.
Like, it absolutely makes sense why that would be a criteria that would matter to people, for one. But we've had friends actually that have moved there because they like that. Maybe they didn't move there because of it, but they found that was a benefit to moving there.
True.
It's hilly though.
Yeah, that is true.
I think for me, actually, what's going to happen is in our lists that we make, I think Coimbra is going to be on the rise over the next couple of years because of the infrastructure changes they're doing. I think it's just getting better there.
Yeah, so not a surprise.
So maybe it's like higher on the 2026 list.
Definitely rich in Portuguese life. I can definitely see that.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I do think they get their fill of tourists because the university is popular, but I think you have to know that university is popular and you have to want to go for that type of tourism. So that's going to be a more specific type, like group. So I can see why it would be less tourists, but they do still get a lot of tourists.
Yeah. I mean, the downside is they have like 0 football team. I mean,
I think
they have a
stadium.
team. They have a team with a nice stadium, but the team is
Stadium's nice.
awful. So you end up having to be a fan of another club that's not in your city.
Not in there. But I mean, the team's not that good, so maybe that's okay. Justifiable.
Spend a couple euros to go to matches.
Ooh,
Okay, what is
I'm
going to be number 1?
surprised.
All right, I think I know what number 1 is.
Okay.
And let's,
Don't give it away. I want to be surprised.
Let's say it like at the end.
Oh.
Not at the very
I
end.
don't know.
Before
I
we
have to
hear.
think.
Okay, I think I know what it is. Lisbon.
It better not be Fadu.
Oh gosh, could you imagine? Lisbon number 2.
Makes
sense. Makes sense. It makes sense it's in the top 5.
Yeah.
Not in our top 5.
No, it does make
Get
sense.
me away
I
from
mean,
Lisbon.
there are a lot of good things about it. It's a big
Yeah.
city. It's connected to a good airport. The infrastructure is great. You can be by the water if you want. You can be away from that. You can be in the old town, which I wouldn't recommend, but charming maybe. But you can also get out and be in bigger sidewalks, bigger buildings. So it has a lot going on. I mean, it's no surprise that it's in the list.
Yeah.
Maybe a surprise that it's number 2. I thought it was going to be number 1.
Job scene there as well. I mean, it's the most kind of economically diverse and established city in the country. So that makes sense.
Offers all of that stuff.
There we go. Yeah. I mean, that makes complete sense.
Okay.
Yeah, I think when people think Portugal, that know Portugal, they think Lisbon. Like Lisbon's their kind of first touch point. Although it wasn't ours, which maybe influenced us. Our first touch point was Porto, and we fell in love. But yeah, it makes sense.
It does, yeah. No surprise that it brings up tech. I guess I'm a little surprised that it's brought up tech in several cities now. Because I wouldn't even view Portugal as that being a thing. I mean, maybe that's getting better.
It is.
But
for sure.
yeah, it's not a surprise that Lisbon would have a good tech scene. It's the capital.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I think we're probably a couple years away from some of the complaints that we see in major cities in Spain being the same talking points that happen in Portugal. I mean, we're already seeing it, but like maybe not to the extent of like throwing water on tourists and stuff like that.
I hope that never happens.
Hey, me too. But you see a ton of tourists that flock to Lisbon, and the scene is like, or the season is expanding. So there's like less months off. And then, yeah, definitely the housing prices have been affected hugely.
Yeah.
We've seen properties that are going for $10,000 a square meter.
Yeah.
Which is
it's crazy.
bonkers.
And that wears on people, the people who live there. So, yeah.
All right, so on the count of 3, let's say what we think number 1 is. 3, 2,
I don't know.
1, Funchal.
Oh, that's a good one.
What's number 1? What? I mean, okay, Ericeira in the top 10, I get.
Makes sense. On the
But
right.
it's
Number 1?
it's too small.
It is small.
What a great beachside city. It's got fantastic weather.
Cute.
It will give you a bit of Portuguese lifestyle, but actually
Okay, I'm
not
going to run through the, think
great.
about the different reasons that the others were on the list. And again, the tech thing, the vibrant culture from Coimbra, the food and wine from Porto, the connectivity, expats from Lisbon. I can't wait to see why Ericeira would be, it doesn't have any of those, or if it does have those, it's far less, the others are better. So how did it make number 1? So.
Okay.
I mean, you have to be into surfing, I guess, to even why would you move there though
that's
for
such
that?
a small population that would actually care about that.
And yes, surfing is good there, and a lot of people do go there to surf, but that's a lot of tourism as well. So I mean, if you're a daily surfer, then okay, maybe you want to be there. But yeah, how many people are daily surfers?
Yes.
Cost of living is going to be cheaper there, I would say,
Yes.
so that's why it's good for digital nomads.
You'll need a car because you'll be taking your kids to school. I mean, I would assume if you're talking about young families wanting to have access to the international schools, you do have access. It's a little bit of a drive, but okay.
So maybe, yeah, I just think cost of living, that can make sense.
Totally. We did an interview actually with someone who lives in Ericeira, and they said that.
Yeah.
Right? They like the fact that it's slower paced. They like the fact that when they want to, they can scoot on into Lisbon, and then when they want to get out of Lisbon, they just come right home and they're chill.
That is true, but I think that Lisbon offers a lot of places like that are close to Lisbon but connected.
Yes, I agree.
So, interesting.
But it's more affordable.
Yeah.
So some of the other areas maybe that you're thinking, Sintra and Cascais being two of the
aren't
ones
as affordable.
aren't
But
as
even
affordable.
across the river on the other
Setúbal.
side, or going,
Setúbal.
or even going a little more inland, but then you don't have the beach, so,
Okay, I guess. I mean, I think that you've got that in other cities in the top 10.
Yeah.
So I don't see that.
So
as
why
being
is that a selling
point
point for it to be number 1?
Yeah. Ooh. Chat, you've
Disagree.
kind of let yourself down right at the end. You blew it.
You blew it.
All right, so let's rate Chat based on a scale of 1 to 10. How did it do? What do you think?
I'm going to go
3,
with
2, 1,
4.
7? Well, 4? No, it got a lot
okay,
right.
maybe
It
that's
got
hard.
a lot right. Why do
Maybe
you think 4?
Ericeira is still in my mind.
No, I was going to do that too.
I'll give it a 6.
Okay.
Solid 6.
I can live with a 6.
Okay.
Where do you think it went wrong?
Who it was saying is good to live here, it didn't seem like it cast a wide enough net for everyone. I think that there are cities around Portugal that is a little bit for everyone. And so the fact that it was honing in on, again, the tech thing or co-working space or digital nomads, yes, there are plenty that are coming for that, but not everyone is. So then they had a little bit of retirees and everything. So maybe it was too specific on the lifestyles rather than it being an overarching, anyone could live here and here's why anyone could live here and thrive here.
Yeah, I think that this is a cautionary tale of be careful what your prompt is, because I think this prompt is a bit wide. So if you're a retiree, it's spitting out a lot of things that are appealing to younger people or to digital nomads. And it didn't really focus at all on maybe healthcare or walkability of places. So I think that that's concerning.
Yeah. Ask more in-depth questions.
Yeah, I do like the fact that the list was pretty varied.
Yes.
I think that was good.
Mm-hmm. No, they did well. They didn't cover anywhere in Alentejo, I guess, but they covered the whole country from north to south. They covered well from north to south. Well, that's ChatGPT's top 10 cities in Portugal, but we have 12 to show you. So check out this video right here, and don't forget to subscribe. Now let's get moving.
Bye.